Yo, what is going on, you pesky patcheries? So today we're playing some games with Spell Tag Malamar. That's right, the deck is still around, still kicking with the new release of Rebel Clash, and it's got a few new additions. It's playing the Scoop Up Net, much like every other deck that's playing Jirachi right now. Cut the switches, no switches, made room for a fourth switch, Scoop Up Net, whatever you want to say it. We also got the new addition of the Dubwool. This guy is awesome in this deck because we kind of force our opponent to go down the prize route of having to draw 6 prize cards. Or 5 prize cards, and then we send the Dubwool up there, hit him with a Revenge Blast to hopefully close out the game, and it hits pretty hard once they've drawn 5 prize cards. We hit for 270 damage if they've drawn 5 prize cards, so we can pretty much one-shot anything we want to with the combination of that, plus setting up damage to Distortion Doors, Spell Tags, Fireworks Bomb, Psi Power from you. Pretty easy to take that last one shot on pretty much anything we want to at the end of the game. Besides that, the deck hasn't changed a whole ton. Not rocking acro bikes right now, not quite sure how I feel about that. Might throw them back in later on, make some room for them, but so far it's felt pretty good still as the Malamar deck goes. 3 Viridian Forest, 4/4 Malamar. I got the Ditto in here, so kind of cut back on the acro bikes to kind of up the consistency overall, and like I said, 3 Viridian Forest, Ditto, 4 Scoop Up Net. We play 2 Mimikyu and 2 Giratina with the Distortion Door. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say on the list and the new changes from Rebel Clash. So let's go ahead, let's get into some games. Okay, we lost a coin flip here in our first game. See how our hand looks. Hand's looking pretty good as long as the Jirachi finds us a draw supporter. And our opponent mulligan, so we'll have that to work with as well. Take a look at what they're playing. Looks like some kind of lightning deck. Usually pretty good matchup for us. Pikaram or the Toxicity or Bolton. All pretty good matchups for the Spell Tag Malamar. We got an Inkay Psychic. There's a chance we get stamped. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw down the Inkays. I'm not trying to get stamped here. Alright, is the Toxicity. Yeah, definitely a good matchup for us. Just gonna have to play through it. We'll be alright. Yeah, so we're gonna treasure away the Psychic Energy, get a Giratina, and then we'll Stellar Wish before we play the Quick Ball because we want to see if we need a second Jirachi, a second Stellar Wish to work with, because we have that Scoop Up Net, so we can get a second, off if we want to. And then we're just going to start swinging, looking to start swinging on turn 2. Probably want to swing with Mimikyu, actually, as opposed to Giratina, but they might not attack turn 2. They might actually just end up using something like the Poison Jab, in which case we don't want to copy that as our attack return, so we do still want to kind of prioritize Giratina initially, not knowing exactly what our opponent's going to be attacking with on their first attack in the game. They are playing the Garbodor build, so we could try and focus that down, so at the end of the game, Dubwool won't get one-shot by Toxicity VMAX unless they have a lot of E-powers to go with it, and there goes 1 E-power already, so they're already down 1 E-power. They've actually gone through quite a bit of stuff here just on the first turn. Maybe could have played a little bit slower. They've been super aggressive so far. Yeah, there's the pass over to us. Let's see. So yeah, I want to go treasure away the Psychic Energy. I am tempted to just grab the Mimikyu. Let's go for the Giratina. Alright. Stellar Wish. There's a Cynthia, so that's great. 3rd Inkay as well is also really good. I'm going to throw down that Inkay. Quick Ball away the Giratina. Get a second Jirachi here. Jirachi, and then play Cynthia. I might still just leave the bench space open. If I don't get an energy, there's no reason for me to bench it. Ooh, I did get... Whoa, that's pretty good. That is a lot of stuff to work with here. Might want to save the Quick Ball to get a second Jirachi, though. Unless I do want to grab the Mimikyu right here, right now, and just go ahead and throw that in play. Attach the Recycle Energy. But it's very possible they just KO us with Poison Jab or something like that and don't get off the VMAX attack next turn. So let's start building up a Giratina instead, actually. I'm going to go ahead and... Distortion Door. Yeah. Thinking for a second. But yeah, we're going to focus the Trubbish and probably the second Toxicity here. Over the Dedenne. Yeah, let's go with that. It's probably going to be their main attackers. And we'll see what they end up attacking with in the end, but pretty reasonable to assume that those will be the... main attackers from our opponent. I'm not going to attach the Recycle yet because we might go with the Mimikyu still. We'll wait and see what our opponent does. But yeah, we don't want to play this Quick Ball yet because if they KO this Jirachi and we send up this Jirachi, we might need to go get another Jirachi if this Stellar Wish doesn't do a whole ton for us. So yeah, it's still possible we need to go get another Jirachi to work with to be able to get us out of a potential dead draw scenario, something like that. So Need to keep this quick ball around. Don't want to extend into anything yet. There's another Trubbish for them to work with. All right, the Trubbish is coming in hot here. So yeah, we're just a Malamar and a switch card away though from being able to attack, or 2 Malamar. Another thing cool about the Scoop Up Nets actually is that we can evolve a Malamar Psychic Recharge and then Scoop Up Net that Malamar and then Psychic Recharge again with the same Malamar, which is actually like a super sick combo that you can do with this deck. Yeah, there's a Toxicity VMAX on the bench. Still a little bit short on energy though. They need like an E switch or Thunder Mountain to actually even attack this turn. So yeah, they're not attacking this turn yet. Still, here comes a Dead Eye change though. They played quite a few Acrobites as well. Yeah, they're pretty deep into their deck right here. We don't really know what they play for sure. They could definitely whiff. If they get the Thunder Mountain, they've got it. But if they don't get the Thunder Mountain, they have to with something like an E switch. I mean, they could just get like an 2 E power and then Poison Jab, knock out my Jirachi as well. That'd be fine for them, I'm sure. They wouldn't mind taking the knockout like that. There's 1 E power. Here's a Boss's Order, so I'm losing an Inkay. So now we don't mind playing the quick ball here. Oh, yeah, and he will get knocked out by that poison. I was like, oh, it's actually not getting knocked out. But yeah, he will be knocked out by the poison here. All right, goodbye, Inkay. Gonna send up Jirachi, see what our top deck is. Definitely have the 2 Jirachis to work with now, which is great. There's a top deck research. They use Poison Jab, so we definitely want to attack with Giratina here. Let's quick ball away this Giratina. What do I want to grab here becomes the question. I almost just want to grab a Mimikyu and plan to go into Mimikyu on the following turn. Seems most optimal to me. We could look to set up another Malamar, but that doesn't feel essential, especially when we have 2 Malamar in the deck. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get a Mimikyu out here because Mimikyu can hit quite a bit harder. So it definitely seems worth it to attack with Mimikyu over Giratina. We get the option, and there's the research. I could have attached active, but that isn't guaranteed. There's a Scoop Up Net, there's a Malamar, so we're definitely all good to get swinging this turn. Get rid of that. Ourselves that second Malamar. 2 Psychic Recharges to work with. Not going to give them access to Viridian Forest, I don't think. Go ahead and Stellar Wish. Gonna go ahead and take the research, I think, yeah. Then we'll Scoop Up Net this Jirachi. Oh, not yet. Don't forget the Psychic Recharge, folks. Boom. Psychic Recharge to the Mimikyu. Get both those in play. There's no reason not to. Scoop Up Net the Jirachi. There we go. Giratina the active. Bench another Inkay, because why not? Don't give him Viridian Forest. And then Shadow Impact. Punch him. And it's probably fine for me to hit my own Malamar. I was trying to find out. It seems like it should be fine. Yeah, so it looks like our prize cards are going to be this guy, and this guy. Things could change and we might focus at Dedenne, but I think it's going to be those 3. There's the Thunder Mountain. They can retreat for free here, no problem. Hit us with the Toxicity VMAX. It does have 320 HP. It's a lot of HP for us to get over. But we can get there for sure, I think, eventually. No problem, no problem. Especially when we're hitting with the Mimikyus. That can use the copycat that G-Max, right? We can't poison our opponent's Pokemon by hitting for 160 versus the 130. I guess it's theoretically getting 150 damage in play with the Distortion Door, but we can always Distortion Door later anyways, so yeah, still hitting pretty hard though. Still hitting pretty hard. There's the Lightning Attach return. Yeah, there's another. So we could just try and focus down these 2 VMAXs now. That could just be our knockouts here. Actually, could just be this Toxicity and this Toxicity. That could be what we focus down here. So we can get this one for 190 or 160 with the copycat. So there's 3 HP left. So if we just ping 3 here and then ping 1 here, that should be it. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then look to KO that guy as our last knockout. Definitely want to replace the stadium so they can't attack with the Zeraora next turn. That's going to be one of our priorities here, actually. Send up the Jirachi. Draw. There's a Cynthia top deck. Gonna get rid of the Mew. What do I want? Could just put the Baby Blind in play this turn. Seems fine to me. Because utilizing it on the next turn seems pretty good as well. But actually, well, I could probably want to keep the Quick Ball in the deck so I can have more access to my other attackers in case I want something else. So yeah, let's grab him. Escape Board, bench, Recycle Energy, Cynthia here. Spell Tag. Stellar Wish. Definitely want to replace that stadium. Like I said, I don't want them to be able to attack with Zeraora here. Definitely not ideal. And then, yeah, Psychic Recharge twice onto our Blown. And as long as I did my math right, which I think I did, we should have this knockout here on my opponent's active Toxicity with this Copycat. Yeah, Copycat ridiculously strong now. Everything got better. Attacks. So why don't we just go ahead and utilize those attacks by using Copycat, right? That's what we're doing here. This thing hitting for 160 is better than hitting for 130 with the Giratina. Copycat. Zacian hitting for 230. Copycat. Dragapult, really rough matchup. Still copycat though. May as well do 130 and 50 to some of the bench Pokemon instead of just 130. Yeah, copycat's kind of gotten insanely good with how much better everything else has gotten as well around it. All right, I think I am gonna focus down this Trubbish next turn just in case they hit us with a Zeraora or something on the following turn. Because we can, well, let me see. I'll see what we're gonna do here. We have a lot of damage to work with. We potentially have Spell Tag from this, and then the Fireworks Bomb damage. But it looks like they might be going for a, yeah, Boss's Orders here. And I'm actually curious to see what they actually focus down here. Going for my Baby Blown. All right, taking him out of the game. Pretty annoying. We can maybe get him back. There is a Sky Pillar. All effects of your opponent's attacks. All right, so that would have prevented my Baby Blown. So interesting that they actually went for it like that. Now they're bench locked. So all we need to do is get Espurr in play next turn and the game is over. So I'm just going to sit on this hand. Ton of options. Not much to worry about. Going to get the Viridian Forest again. Replace this. Oh, I don't want to replace it yet though, because they could have another. They could be playing multiple Sky Pillar. I just want to make sure my Espurr just wins the game for me on the following turn. So we're just going to retreat and Copycat here. And then use Espurr on the following turn. Take out this Toxicity and win the game. That's the game plan here. Just going to Copycat. All right. I mean, they took out our Baby Blown. Baby Blown turn would have been okay. Ooh, Tool Scrapper's a little bit annoying. Should still be all set for that Espurr play, though. Still have an Escape Board in our hand to work with as well. Here comes a Research. They're going to need an Energy Switch here. They cannot afford to attack with Toxicity again. But it looks like that's their only option. All right, we're going to go ahead and hit him with the Dubwool on our turn. Get him some playtime here. Ridiculously good closer in this deck, like I was saying in the intro. It just hits really hard, and we can very easily force our opponent down to that one prize card. So even if they have something with a ton of HP in the late game, we can still usually set up our damage in a way that just allows us to take the win. And we're going to get this first win here with the Dubwool over our opponent's Toxicity VMAX deck. And yeah, let's see if we can't pull it off again in the next. Okay, into another one. We did lose the coin flip here. Not really too big of a deal for us. We don't really mind losing the coin flip. It's fine if our opponent goes first. For the most part, don't really care. I think I might just open the Latios here with how this hand looks. Yeah, the free retreat into a Stellar Wish potentially is really good. Yeah, I'm just going to open the Latios just with how this hand is looking. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me too much, but it doesn't seem too bad. There's a Zacian from our opponent. So maybe it's ADP Zacian, and we kind of lucked out here on this Latios start. With how the hand was looking, yeah, I was not digging opening Inkay at all. Definitely not a ridiculously good start, but looking way better if this is ADP Zacian. Here comes a Quick Ball. There's a Big Charm. So I'm going to go ahead and take a guess that this is ADP Zacian, which means we're two basic Pokemon and an energy away from getting that turn one clear vision, completely shutting down our opponent's initial game plan of GX attacking with ADP. There's an Oranguru. There's a Zacian. Here comes the Wisdom into the Intrepid Sword. Maybe a Dead-Eye change. But yeah, pretty good start from our opponent. It's the ADP with the energy. That's what you want. Unfortunately for them, we did open the Latios. So let's see if we can put it to some work and get this initial knockout. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Malamar. We don't need a ton of Malamars in this matchup. And I'm going to get the Jirachi here because we have Scoop Up Net, so we can like retreat Scoop Up Net potentially. We just need an energy. We do need specifically a Psychic Energy, I guess. The Recycle Energy won't work. It's possible we whiff. Two Malamar in the deck still, but our main attacker is going to be the Mimikyu, so I don't really mind. Oh, we have two Malamar in the deck, one hand. Yeah, I'd rather have the draw supporter keep drawing cards with the draw supporters. Instead, there's Psychic, there's Double Treasure. Okay, I got a little bit nervous there initially. I was like, oh no, did we not get anything? We got the Double Treasure, so we are in a fine spot. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a could grab the Giratina. I don't really want to put Giratina in play because it's not ridiculously good in this matchup. We basically want to focus on the Mimikyus, so I might just grab Inkay. Definitely want to keep the second Jirachi in the hand. We could just grab double Inkay here, I guess. I have just 3 Inkays on the bench. I don't hate that. We could also just grab a Mimikyu right now, which I also don't hate. Yeah, let's go for that Mimikyu grab, I think. So we'll get rid of another Psychic for sure. But I don't want him to knock out my Mimikyu before I can use it. That's always a fear. You don't want that to happen. You want to be able to use the Mimikyus. Kind of torn here. Now let's go ahead and get a Mimikyu. They might get like a Zacian attacking next turn or something like that. We'll definitely want the Mimikyu in play if that does happen. All right, here we go. Clear vision. Shut off our opponent's GX attack from their ADP. They'll probably have a pretty slow turn this turn. You know, didn't play a supporter, obviously, because they went first. Didn't use the Dead Chain, so they don't have a whole ton going on. Looks like they might just try and go into that ultimate ray, which is definitely what we want to see. We want to, like, set up this game in a way where, you know, we want to tag purge next turn, so they can't actually ultimate ray for damage, and we just kind of get free hits in with the tag purge. Build up some extra damage in play, kind of for free, because there's no response from our opponent, because they don't want to, or if they do ultimate ray, they're just punching Latios for nothing. Of course, there's stuff like losses, orders, and gust effects to get around it, but definitely ideal for us overall. That's our game plan here. There's a Zamazenta. That's definitely actually really good in this matchup, because it does only hit for 130, which means if we use Copycat, we're not hitting back for a huge amount of damage, and it one-shots most of our Pokemon, so it's definitely a mistake by our opponent to get rid of that there. All right, nothing in the hand to work with right now. Stellar Wish. Oof, we got a Scoop Up Net. We can dig with another Jirachi here. This is what can happen, though. We extended really hard into this Latios play. Use no Stellar Wishes turn 1. I can sometimes just start to fall apart. All right, there's a research. That's great. I almost just kind of want to bench this other Jirachi just in case we find another Scoop Up Net plus some other stuff. Or do I want to put the Baby Blonde? The Baby Blonde's not ridiculously good in this matchup at all. It's okay sometimes. Definitely don't want it to lock up my bench, though. We could Scoop Up Net it later, but I think just having access to another Jirachi, potentially if we find more Scoop Up Nets, is more beneficial. Yeah, so now we can go... We're just a treasure short. So we can Scoop Up Net our active Jirachi, send up this one. Stellar Wish, we just need a... just needed a Mysterious Treasure. Not quite this time. And yeah, nothing to do about it. I think we're going to have to go ahead and be like, all right, we whiffed this time. Going to put the Recycle Energy on the... they could whiff the attack next turn. I could put a... definitely going to bench this. We should be good with it here. Definitely want to attack with the Mimikyu. We might not attack with this anytime soon. Pass over to our opponent. Yeah, if they Ultimate Ray, we probably want to use Copycat and Ultimate Ray. We could save that and actually just Tag Purge into it, though. We'll probably just Tag Purge into it and save the Copycat, actually. But one of the things they might go out of their way and just, like, not knock out. Oh, here comes the boss's orders. What are they? They're almost definitely going to go for our Mimikyu here, I think. Nope, they're going after an Inkay. Okay, that's a little bit annoying, but really not that big of a deal, I don't think. Yeah. Goes for the Inkay. Got plenty of Inkays left, not really worried about it. Yeah, we're just going to go with the Tag Purge here. Punch this for some damage. Save the Mimikyus to respond to the Zacians. It's definitely getting close, though. We're not in, like, a ridiculously good spot or anything at all. Kind of with that turn to attack. If we had that turn to attack, I'd feel a lot more comfortable, but yeah, obviously don't have it here, so. All right, Jirachi up. Gonna attach to the Latios, and we definitely want to spawn with that Tag Purge. Attach the Latios. Escape Board. Cynthia. Not gonna bench that other Mimikyu. Want to get another Inkay in play if we can. We want Inkay. Want Malamar. Don't currently have Malamar. Stellar Wish. There's a Mysterious Treasure. That one was getting close. Gonna go ahead and treasure away the Mew, I think. Get ourselves a Malamar. And then we're gonna Tag Purge on this next turn. Okay, goes down. Or on this turn right here, right now. Not on this next turn. Right here, right now, we are Tag Purging. Got another Mimikyu in the hand, which is going to be great to work with soon, probably. And yeah, Tag Purge. And we're pretty much going to attack with Mimikyus from here on out. Whether or not they KO Latios, we're pretty much all in on Mimikyus from here on out. If they get Gust around our Latios, going to attack with Mimikyu probably. If they knock out our Latios with the Zacian, probably going to attack with Latios. Yeah, Latios from here on out all the way. Or Mimikyu from here out all the way. Mimikyu, and then maybe we'll attack with a, what's his name at the end of the game? The Espurr or something to clean up a knockout. Yeah, maybe I'm going to regret getting rid of the Baby Blonde, but we have 2 turns to try and recover it. We could definitely get it back and utilize it still this turn for sure. We're not done with the Baby Blonde. We can still definitely utilize it if we want to. We definitely want to be careful about putting damage on stuff like Jirachis and Oranguru, though, because our opponent probably plays Scoop Up Nets. It's pretty common in most decks that play Jirachi right now, especially ADP Zacians, so we do want to be careful about that. Don't want to just kind of lose the damage we put in play. We want to be a little bit more precise about where we put our damage. Another thing we want to play around here is definitely the Big Charms. They play Big Charm. Frying Pans is something else they could play, as well as the Metal Goggles. So we got to be careful about all of those things. So we have to prepare our spell tag damage accordingly. They attach to this Zacian. They're gonna Ultimate Ray again here, which is super interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. That seems a little off to me. I might go ahead and Copycat here to get that extra. Actually, no, we can just go ahead and Tag Purge again, I think, into this. We're gonna go Evolve here. Tempted to pick up this Jirachi, so it's no longer in play. But I'm not too pressed for bench space right now, so it should be fine. Alright, I definitely want this spell tag to trigger off the Mimikyu, whether or not we actually get to attack with it first. Yeah, we could put him to 1 HP left, but I definitely want to get this value out of this Latios here. I don't want to lose a Mimikyu without using Copycat to copy Zacian as well. This gives it 4 HP left, which means if they knock this out, we can knock it out with a spell tag. We have a spell tag here as well, which means we can knock out this ADP with this spell tag damage here. And yeah, here they are chasing that Mimikyu. They have a Tool Scrapper. Oh no, that is super unfortunate here actually, for them to have that. I guess we're gonna be tag purging. Oh wow, they'll go down to, no, they're retreating. Okay, this is actually ideal for us, because now we can try and KO that ADP later on through, oh man, how would we KO it through? We can KO it through Espurr sniping it, spell tag damage, something like that. We can KO it through other means, basically. So this is actually fine. I'm fine with this. We definitely want to try and get a Baby Blonde turn off here to actually clean this up, plus the Jirachi after KOing this, and that will be our 6th prize card. So I'm going to set up this first because I'm going to Scoop Up Net it out of play. So we're going to draw for turn. It's another Research. So I wish, gonna get this, gonna get the other Copycat guy. Gonna Scoop Up Net the Jirachi the active, this into play. Quick ball away the Jirachi. Grab the second Mimikyu, super good. Bench Mimikyu, attach to Mimikyu, bench Espurr for later, and then play Research. Draw 7 new cards. Reinforce away that, get a Psychic. Spell tag to the Mimikyu. Stellar Wish, looking for that Ordinary Rod. Not quite. Spell tag is also really good, and I think I'd prefer the spell tag over the other option, so let's get that. And then Psychic Recharge to the dude. Could spell tag the Espurr. I'm not sure if I want to spell tag the... protecting Espurr is probably a little bit better. All right, we're just gonna go Copycat. I don't think we need to do anything else here. Just Copycat. They need to kill this Mimikyu. They can't let this Mimikyu live, so they have to go after the Mimikyu basically 100% of the time here. I can't see them letting this thing live. Hopefully they don't have a second Tool Scrapper. That's kind of all we're hoping for, is hopefully they do not have a second Tool Scrapper to get rid of this spell tag. And then hopefully Ordinary Rod is in the deck, and then we find it next turn, and then can just... bring back the Baby Blonde. We can put 4 here, 7 here, and that's the game. This is 4 prize cards right here. So if we can Baby Blonde next turn, the game is over. If they knock out our Latios, they do skip the Baby Blonde turn, but that means we get to use Copycat again. The only way to knock out the Latios is with that Brave Blade right now. So we just get to use Latios or Mimikyu again, knock out another Zacian, and then we have Dubwool that can knock out anything in our opponent's active after they knock out this Mimikyu. We got the Espurr to take some snipe knockouts. We're in a ridiculously good spot here, and there's nothing that our opponent can do about it. I think this one is pretty much over. Our deck is super thinned out, only 7 cards left in the deck. Here is a Marnie, but I think actually I wanted everything that's in these last 7 cards, so this is almost just better for us. No Ordinary Rod yet. The Ordinary Rod could be applied, so we might have no Baby Blonde turn, but like I said, I don't think it matters. I think we'll be fine without the Ordinary Rod. The Dubwool we maybe want. We'll see what they attack with here. Mimikyu goes down. But we should be able to go. Let me think for a second here. Bring Giratina back. 1 here, 1 here. So we could put 3 here, 1 here, 1 more back. Ooh, we'd be short by just 10 damage there in that case. Could put all 4 here. Try and get the Ordinary Rod out of the prize cards if it's not in the last couple cards. And they have 3 prize cards left to work with. I kind of like that. Let's just do that. I think that works fine. All right, Ordinary Rod, there it is. Yeah, it's pretty reasonable to hit it there, and then we could just Ordinary Rod, get another Mimikyu. Could we even use the Dubwool here? It's plus 30 for each, and we'll be 10 short on the Dubwool. But yeah, Ordinary Rod. Shuffle 2 Pokemon. Just need 1 more Mimikyu. That's why the double Mimikyu is so strong. They KO'd our first one. Doesn't matter. We have another one, and then we get the Ordinary Rod to get another one back. Super good against so many decks right now. We use it a lot in the first game. We use it a lot in this game. Insanely powerful card right now. It's like recharge again to the Mimikyu, and yeah, that's gonna be a 2nd dub here for the spell tag Malamar. Still kicking still alive. A lot of the matchups are the same for it. A lot of decks got bigger, hit harder. We got Mimikyu to cover that. Got a really bad matchup in Dragapult with this deck now, but besides that, it's not too bad for the good old Spell Tag Malamar, and definitely still worth looking into and playing around with. So hope you guys enjoyed the games. If you did, give the video a like and enjoy the content. Be sure to subscribe. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.